Hey guys, happy Monday. Go ahead and let's get out our language notebooks and label the top of your language notebook. Today is November 30th. And I have a presentation if you want to pull it up on your iPads or look at it afterwards. It is called Comparing with Good and Bad. So this is on Schoology, and you can view it there better probably than on my iPad. All right, so we have the word good, and the word good has two forms for comparing. It has better and it has best. You use better to compare two nouns or pronouns. You use best to compare more than two people, places, things, or ideas. And as always, we are fighting that glare. Some examples. Today's weather was good, yesterday's weather was better, and last week's weather was the best of the month. So notice when they used best, they were comparing all of the weather for that whole month. When they used better, they were comparing yesterday to today. All right, so a little recap of our better used to compare two things, best used to compare more than two things. In your language notebook now, I want you to give me an example for each word above. So give me a sentence using better and give me a sentence using best. When you're finished writing your two sentences, I want you to go ahead and post those on recent activity on Schoology. And then I want you to go ahead and take a look and see what the two sentences that your friends created were. See if they accurately used better and best in sentences. Give them some pointers if you notice that they didn't use them correctly. One more minute. All right, the word bad. The word bad has two forms for comparing, worse and worst. You use worse to compare two nouns or pronouns. Use worst to compare three or more. So same thing here as better and best. Okay, using better was comparing two things and best was comparing more than two. Some examples of our word bad. The storm was bad. It was worse than the one last summer, so worse comparing two. And then some people thought it was the worst storm of all, so worst comparing more than two. All right, so in your language notebook, I want you to give me two examples using worse and worst in a sentence. Remember, worse used to compare two things, and worse used to compare more than two things. In your language notebook. When you're finished, go ahead and post them on recent activity on Schoology. And check that your friends use those two words accurately. You be the teacher. One more minute. All right, some more examples of comparing using our words good and bad. The friends are better party planners than my friends are. They gave the best party anyone can remember. The party my friends gave for me was worse than the one my sister's friends gave me, or gave her. My party was the worst I've ever seen. So just some more examples with those words. All right, I want you to go ahead in your language notebook now. I want you to number it 1 through 8. And we're going to do some practice comparing with good and bad. Number 1, a backyard is a blank place for a summertime party than a basement. You're going to be using a form of the word good there. So your options would be good, better, and best. Think about which one you're going to use when comparing two things or more than two. Number 2, burnt popcorn is a blank snack than fresh pretzels. And it tells us that we're going to be using a form of the word bad. So bad, worse, or worst. Number 3, my sister thinks that roasted almonds are the blank party snack of all. Number 4, I think that pickled cauliflower is the blank food in the world. Remember, if I'm going too fast for you, you guys can always pause your video, go back, rewatch it. I know the view on my iPad right now is not going to be your best, so you can view this presentation on Schoology on your iPad then. Number 5, homemade birthday cards are blank than manufactured birthday cards. Number 6, that band's lead singer has the blank voice I've ever heard. Number 7, listening to him sing is blank than listening to a cat yowl. And number 8, you will have the blank party ever if you let me pick the music. All right, if you need to, you can pause the video to finish those, because we're going to go ahead and go through, and I'm going to have you guys check your answers in your language notebook. Number 1, you should have better. Number 2, worse. Number 3, best. Number 4, worst. 5, better. 6, worst. 7, worse. And 8, best. If you need to change any of those, you may go ahead and make your corrections. All right, your language homework then for today. You guys have a worksheet on Schoology called Comparing Using Good and Bad. So just what we worked on right now in that PowerPoint. You guys also are working on your travel brochure. Okay, so look at your directions on Schoology. You're doing some research on some things that you're going to include in your travel brochure. This is not our final draft. I just want you to write down your facts in your language notebook for right now, okay? We'll keep working on that all week. You guys also have your Khan Academy Course Mastery due in February. All right, so be working on all that. And we have our Christmas book. This one's called When Will It Snow? And with the forecast that we have this week, I think this one will be fitting. Will it snow tomorrow? And will there be school? Asked Peter Petrowski, McGregor O'Toole. Are you guys wondering the same thing? Are we going to get enough snow to call off school? Maybe a delay? Will it get so deep that it's up to our door? Asked Peter, who lived on the 23rd floor. So deep that the reindeer who fly Santa's sleigh will have to pull snowplows to clear it away. Will it get so cold that it freezes my toes and turns all my cats into furry Eskimos? In winter, you know, lots of snow is the rule, said Peter Petrowski, McGregor O'Toole. Then we'll build a snowman and roll him so tall that we'll need a forklift to place the last ball. Make sure you guys remember your snow pants and your snow gloves and your snow boots so you guys can build snowmen outside at recess. We'll pour some hot chocolate and drink it in bed. I'd probably just spill it if I did my bed. I set the table. And ride to Alaska and back on my sled. As temperatures drop oh so fast in the dark, icebergs will form on the pond in the park. Then we'll tear homework from binders for fuel, said Peter Petrowski, McGregor O'Toole. You're mad, said his mother. We're midway through June, and snow is as likely as cheese on the moon. So settle down nicely and don't be a fool, dear Peter Petrowski, McGregor O'Toole. It's June and he's hoping for snow. I never hope for snow. I don't care for it. I much rather, you guys know, prefer the beach. His beach shoes are mucklucks. He thinks they look cool. His swim trunks are long johns and made out of wool. When temperatures soar and the world turns solar, Peter Petrowski thinks only of polar. If you see a boy wearing mittens with shorts, sailing white Arctic boats into popsicle ports. Who seems to the season to be a newcomer, a boy of winter who's stranded in summer, a boy whose attitude breaks every rule. It's Peter Petrowski, McGregor O'Toole. All right, bye guys.